Hi, my name is Jenai Lane, and I'm the founder of Spirit Coach Training. I'd like to speak with you today about how to meet your pain. Often our reaction to pain is to run away from it, to deny it, to hide it, to cover it up, to push it down. And what happens as we go through the life experiences, we end up having a very dense pain body, and that pain can create all kinds of reactions physically, emotionally. A lot of the reactions can be unconscious. It can affect our choices and behaviors. It can keep us small. It can rob us of our joy. And so learning to meet our pain is not something we are taught. And so I'm going to give you a little bit of suggestions about how I've worked with my own pain and how I help others to do that in a way that we can heal our pain. Because what we can't reveal, we cannot heal. So it's so important to learn how to meet our pain. And one of the ways that I have learned to do that is to utilize the frequency of compassion. And compassion is such an unconditionally loving, fierce grace, I would call it. And it allows whatever is there, perhaps pain, which can sometimes be very uncomfortable, to be there, even in the discomfort. And it acts as a kind of, you could say, a solvent, because the grace, the fierceness and compassion also consumes the energy that is not congruent or aligned for you anymore. So let's do a little experiment and try this together, because this is really the only way that we can really utilize this tool is through the experience of it, not through our concepts about it or our mental musings about it, but really the experience of it. So what I'd like you to do is just take a deep breath in, and I'd like you to touch your heart for a moment and just connect, because deep in your high spiritual heart is compassion. It is compassion. It's innate in each one of us. It may be dormant, but it's there. And at this time, we're going to call forth that compassion to be ignited. And we're also going to ask that this grace be present so that we can bring in, I want you to just feel it as a found scent, a beautiful rose quartz light, like a soft blanket beginning to envelop your entire body, and especially around the heart area, because in the heart area is the high spiritual heart, which is imbued with compassion and other divine qualities. And that holds the wounded heart, where we carry much of our pain. In this moment, call up something, and perhaps it just arises. Call up something that is difficult or is creating some discomfort for you in this moment. Perhaps it's fear or anger or sadness or grief. And as you call this up, what I'd like you to do is just notice it, observe it, and then just allow this beautiful blanket of rose quartz light to just flood in around it, as if you're wrapping it, and you're wrapping it, and you're wrapping it, like you're swaddling an infant, a baby who's upset. And there's such a great comfort in being held in love, being held. Nothing is rejected, nothing is made wrong. It's just a holding in love, a holding in love. And as that compassion holds that energy, notice what begins to happen. Just observe what begins to happen. You might notice a peace in you, an ability to be a witness to your pain. Perhaps you begin to observe the pain is becoming lighter, maybe even dissolving in this light of love. For everything returns to love eventually. So as you just allow that energy to be there, feel the strength of it, the power of it. This is not a power outside of yourself, capital S self. It's a power within you. It's a power that we've all been graced with. We've all come in with. But perhaps it's a muscle that we need to utilize more in our lives. And as we allow this compassion to be more and more imbued in us and through us and holding us, holding our humanity as a pathway to love, our walk through this incarnation becomes more ease-filled, more comfortable, more allowing, more graceful, and more joyous. Because when we're able to meet our pain, we will discover underneath is an innate joy that is not dependent on anything in the external world. So practice this as a tool, an experiment, see how this works for you. Thank you so much for listening, and namaste.